What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I've been super excited to talk about this project, in particular their main utility that has launched. We're going to be breaking down exactly what's going on with Z Cubed, their new ZEV3 contract creator, what is all that about, as well as taking a look at the history of this project. Super exciting. All the links to this in the description, but let's get directly into this. So Z3, now I first covered this quite some time ago, very early on in the project, and it was a very, very intriguing project when it came out. It had a very different feel to it, a auto mining feature, which I was very, very interested in. It offered 1000% APY. Now, whenever you get into a project that offers 1000% APY, ultimately you're like, yeah, this thing's definitely not going to hang around. They absolutely stood the test of time. Holders received every single day just by holding tokens. You don't have to connect to anything, you don't have to change anything. Just by holding the tokens in your decentralized wallet, they did increase in number, which is super exciting. It does follow the Bitcoin halving stage, so they are a third of the way through their halving, currently at about 500% APY cycle. So obviously for those early investors, they got that 1000, we're now at about 500. So very innovative, and I guess that sums up exactly what Z3 is fundamentally all about. You can see there the cubes minted, and the next halving is in 61 days 22 hours. It's an innovative ecosystem with technologies breaking the barriers to project development and forging a safer future for DeFi. Now, I'm not going to do a full review of Z3 because we're going to be talking quite a bit on this channel about this project, but I wanted to kind of get into a few of the key parts of it and ultimately why I think this is a really exciting project and ultimately what they are doing. So taking just a quick look at tokenomics, just so you guys know, the starting supply was 2.1 million, max 21 million, aligned to exactly the same as Bitcoin. And you can see there transactions have got 2% to the treasury, 1% is an auto LP injection, 1% to marketing, and a 0% transfer tax. There is a ton to this. You know, you've got Cube DAO, the Cube, ZEV3, you know, the treasury. There is just so much that goes into this project that's absolutely insane. Cube DAO ultimately is the power of decentralization. So how do people vote on it? The Cube 3, which is ultimately the group of top 100 ZE holders known as the keepers, and then ZEV3, which we'll take a look at a little bit later on. So as they say, let us enter the cube. So this is everything they've got. You can see on the left hand side here, these are all the parts of this fantastic project. So you have the Cube DAO, which ultimately is your opinion matters. You can vote across it. There's a number of proposals and votes that are going on here that shape how Z3 fundamentally goes. That ultimately holders do have governance and also what goes on in that treasury spending. Current treasury at $115,197. You can see the breakdown exactly there. 93,000 is Z3s, 22,000 in DAI tokens. So look, you can see active, past, and rejected proposals all under one roof. But one of the things I definitely want to talk about is the ZEV3 contract creator. Now, this they've been working on for a long time, and if you ask me, it is a perfect utility to bring out. Ultimately, what is it that you're going to do? Well, it absolutely is going to allow you to build a smart contract to launch a token under the protection of the Z3 ecosystem, but ensuring that it's absolutely aligned to you. So no longer are people going to be able to copy and paste from OpenZeppelin or any of those other websites. You can build exactly the project you want, the contract you want, and take it through each step and even deploy it using their platform as well. So you can select the contract. So you got a ZEV3 token contract, and then you've got the token supply. So token name, we'll call it the 2-bit token because why not? And we're going to launch it with, let's launch it with 1 million, let's launch it with 1 million tokens. Token symbol, obviously, is just going to call it bit, and then we're going to click next. This is where it allows us to set our buy tax allocations, our sell tax allocations. So we're going super mean, by the way, and then you need to enter a ETH address wallet in there, which is not going to let me do. Let me just get a random wallet. So there we go, random wallet in, click on next. And again, liquidity percentage, max wallet, liquidity amount of ETH, and the max transactions that we're going to put into it. You can even then set a So let's put 95% in liquidity, 1 ETH, and the max wallet size 0.25. I'm not going to actually launch this, by the way. It's just to show you guys. You can then get into airdrops, whether you want to airdrop or allocations, whether you want to build anything out. It says if you have 0 airdrops to facilitate, please leave the airdrop field blank, and the remaining supply will be allocated to your project wallet. And then we get into a launch date with a referral code. There is an affiliate referral code as well as this. Excludes Z3 early buyers, and then you can review it all and you create the smart contract. How fantastic is that? Through everything that you need to get through. And if you've ever built contracts or looked at contracts, they do and can seem incredibly confusing. You can just build this contract exactly to your requirements and get ready to launch it. So super interesting. Now, again, if you want to support, you can also get a 5% commission on anyone that uses it. Come over here to the affiliate dashboard, click create code, and you're going to create your own referral code that you can use on this Z3 network. So super interesting. Again, there is no cap on earnings either, and all commission loads directly into the user's dashboard on the app and can be claimed at their convenience. So everything just works, and that's why I'm super excited about Z3. Like I said, we're going to cover this much more, but their big utility is launched. The project is super cool. Check out all the links in the description for exactly what's going on with Z3. Subscribe to stay up to date. We're going to be bringing you the latest and greatest, and who knows, you may even see a token launch on the back of it to really test it all out. As ever, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like on the way out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.